We've added a new experimental feature called BC Parameter, which lets you create constraint parameters in dynamic blocks. For now, it's only available in the command line. And here I'm adding two parameters, one for the length and one for the height of this rectangle. The new parameters appear in the Parameters Manager as dimensional constraint parameters. In BEdit, you can animate to preview how the parameters behave. Outside of BEdit, you can adjust the width and height using grip points. Here's another example with an existing dynamic block of a light fixture containing a block table. In BEdit, we see the existing dimensional constraints parameters and the existing 2D dimensional constraints. Using BC Parameters Convert option, convert the radius 1 constraint to a BC parameter. It then appears in the Dimensional Constraint Parameters folder. Again, use Animate in BEdit to preview the change to the circle's radius. After saving and exiting BEdit, notice the new grip to adjust the circle's radius. Also note that BC Parameters is Windows only and not available in the US, and blocks that mix geometric constraints with constraint parameters are not yet fully supported. The Sort Data page in the Data Extraction dialog lets you organize your data before you output it. You can choose one or more fields to sort by and pick whether each one sorts in ascending or descending order. The sorting follows field priority, first by the main field, then by any others if there are repeats. The order of the columns in this dialog decides the order in which the rows will be sorted. This helps keep the final table neat and easy to read. The new Health Advisor scans open drawings in the background. Notice the pop-up notification in the lower right corner. Click the link and BricsCAD suggests a new Drawing Health routine to run. Health Advisor is on by default and can be disabled by unchecking the Health Advisor variable in the Settings dialog. You can also select which Health Advisor task to use for the initial drawing scan. Previously, you could add dynamic blocks to a tool palette, but you didn't have much control over their properties. Now you do. Add your dynamic blocks to a tool palette from the Drawing Explorer. Then use the Tool Properties panel in the Tool palette to adjust the block settings. This gives you much better control over how each block behaves when it's inserted into the drawing. This update also makes it easier to import, test, and reuse your existing dynamic blocks in BricsCAD. We've continued enhancing the dynamic block editing environment, and it now includes support for lookup tables. In this example, I'm adding a lookup table to an existing dynamic block of a window. A lookup table is simply a list of preset options, such as standard sizes or values that you can choose from. Here, the lookup table provides a list of heights and widths for this window. This makes selecting the right size faster, easier, and more consistent throughout a drawing or project. Lookup tables are especially useful when you're working with catalog-based parts or blocks that have many variations. And here is the new lookup table that shows the multiple sizes of the window. And here's the same dynamic block right in AutoCAD.